The Chicago Bulls get their first preseason win in the game in their preseason opener against the Cleveland Cavaliers, in which we saw a lot of the young guys and some promising things from the young guys and some concerns overall for the Chicago Bulls as well. We're going to talk about it, break it all down, and more. But we got to play that intro.
You are now tuned in to Chicago Bulls Central, your number one place for all Chicago Bulls news and content.
What's going on, Bulls fans? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Bulls Central, your number one spot for everything Chicago Bulls related. I'm the host, Haize, but more importantly, you guys can follow the channel at Bulls Central Pod on every social media platform we happen to be on. With that being said, let's go ahead and get into this content for today. And I want to actually start off with the young guys, because I think in the second half of this game, we got to see a lot of Dalen Terry, Modest Bucilis, and Julian Phillips. And I tell you what, they all played their roles really well. Dalen Terry having the second highest plus minus on this team, even though he only took 5 shots on the night. He had 4 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, and 6 points. And if you guys have been listening to me for a while, that is what I said that I want to see from Dalen Terry. It's not about Dalen Terry filling the stat sheet in one category, but with Dalen Terry, if he's going to crack this rotation, it's about him being a Swiss Army knife for the Chicago Bulls. And while he did not shoot the ball effectively, 2 for 5 from the field, those 4 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, all from Dalen Terry today were all needed. He made some heads-up plays. He made some really good passes, especially in transition for the Chicago Bulls team. And then you also have Julian Phillips, who had the highest plus-minus on this Bulls team in this game at plus 18. 11 points scored for him, going 5 of 8 from the field. He was not afraid to take the shots when they got to him. 5 rebounds as well in this game. 1 block, only 1 turnover from Julian Phillips as well with 11 points. And it was really good to see that young guy step up a lot for the Chicago Bulls. But then the guy that I know a lot of Bulls fans had their eyes on coming into this game is Modest Bucilis. 4 for 9 from the field, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal, 1 block, 12 points from Modest Bucilis, and made a big defensive play at the end of this game as well. We got to see a little bit of all of Modest Bucilis' game. We got to see him out in transition. We got to see his passing. We got to see him do some high-flying stuff. We got to see him have a block shot. Modest Bucilis really showed why he is probably going to crack this rotation for the Chicago Bulls. And again, I'm really impressed by Dalen Terry, Modest, and Julian Phillips. And I love the way that they were able to perform for this team, especially being those young guys who, we said it, right? You want to see these young guys take the positions, right? You don't want to see them just be handed to them because the Bulls went younger. You want to see them via their performance and the way that they're able to play on the basketball court really be the reason why they get minutes. And while THT played a lot in this game, 17 minutes as well, all in the second half, he looked like absolute trash. Chris Duarte, another player that's fighting for the back end of that rotation, he did not pass the ball at all. You could tell that he knows he has to score to try to make this team, because he looked like he just didn't play within the team constraints of the game of basketball, right? Now, keep in mind, everything I'm saying here, throw on the caveat that it's a preseason game. It's the first preseason game, so take that for what you will. But I really wanted to start off with the last impressions that we got from this team, and a lot of these young players gave really good impressions to end on this team. Now, with that said, let's flip it and look at the starters in this game. Patrick Williams looked still like Patrick Williams. Again, one preseason game. We've seen players have bad preseasons. They end up having good seasons. But when it comes to Patrick Williams, it's just a little bit different when it comes to Pat, because we just have seen so much kind of mediocre to lackluster play for Patrick Williams. 2 for 6 in this game, 3 rebounds, 1 assist. He had 3 turnovers as well, 4 points. He just looked like a guy that wasn't in rhythm at all from him. Nikola Vucevic, stat-wise, had a good game. When you look at the stat sheet, it's a good game for Nikola Vucevic. 20 minutes. He went 6 of 10 from the field in this game, 10 rebounds, 3 assists, 12 points. He had a positive plus-minus of +2. Only 2 turnovers from him as well. He went 0 of 2 from three-point range. But when you see the game, right, the stat sheet looks okay. But when you watch this game, Nikola Vucevic defensively may have taken several steps back just from last year defensively. Now, again, one preseason game. The whole team was out of rhythm defensively. So, again, I'm not going to condemn Patrick Williams for that, but it is something that Nikola Vucevic for that. but it is something to keep your mind on as the preseason goes on and you keep looking at some trends and things like that. And then you get to the okay for the Chicago Bulls. Kobe White, 7 to 15 from the field, really good there. 4 for 6 from three-point line. He had 3 assists, 3 rebounds, 21 points. He led the Chicago Bulls in scoring. And with the season that Kobe White had, it's really good to see him stay in rhythm. 25 minutes played in this game. I think he played the most minutes other than Julian Phillips in this game in totality. He looked good out there. There was times where you could tell that he was kind of fitting in, playing within. But when Kobe White decided, oh no, I'm about to score in this possession, more times than not he scored, which is really good to see. A kind of a really hard game to really give too much insight on Zach LaVine. 18 minutes played for Zach. You could tell he was really trying to fit in with the system. 7 points, 2 assists, 2 rebounds, 1 steal, only 1 turnover from Zach LaVine as well in this game. Again, mixed bag from Zach, but not too bad there. Yes, THT played like absolute trash. 3 for 10 from the field, 3 assists, 3 rebounds. Yeah, he scored 6 points. Defensively, he was out of rhythm in there. He got caught out of position several times. THT didn't play good, not to me. Josh Giddey, yeah, I don't really have an opinion on it. 22 minutes played from Josh Giddey. He went 5 of 11 from the field, 0 of 3 from three-point range, 7 rebounds, which is good especially for a point guard, 3 assists, 1 steal, 2 blocks as well from Josh Giddey and 11 points. Josh Giddey, I think in the second half of this game played a lot better as far as attacking. He went into attack mode, but it wasn't really an impressionable thing what he did. Even him operating the offense, you can tell they were trying to make sure him and Kobe White both got times to operate that offense and be on ball, but nothing too crazy right there. Ayo Dosunmu, only 16 minutes played for Ayo, but if you watch this game, you know that when Ayo Dosunmu came in the game, the tides changed for the Bulls defensively, because not only is he probably the Bulls' best communicator on the defensive side of the ball, he's also the leader of that defense. He's played really good on-ball defense. He didn't back away from scoring. He went 4 of 9 from the field, 1 rebound, 1 assist, 1 steal, 10 points. Again, only in 16 minutes. I like the production that Ayo Dosunmu gave, and like I said, more so than the production that he gave. It just the energy changed big time when it comes down to it. So, it's really good to see that part of it overall from him. I love the way that Ayo Dosunmu just changed the energy in this game. You could definitely tell he's going to be a leader when it comes down to it. Ayo Dosunmu made a big impact in this game. And so overall, really like that as well from Ayo, and like the way that he was able to really give minutes for the Chicago Bulls and really perform really good for it. Great comment here from King Cap. Ayo was great. He's our new defensive anchor, definitely. And you definitely can tell from Ayo Dosunmu that he really, to me, is embracing the role that he's going to have both on the defense and in transition. And I got to give him a lot. I really love the way that Ayo Dosunmu came in here and changed that energy for the Chicago Bulls. Really love that. Let's see what we got here from Loco. Says Matt looked like he can guard 2 to 4 comfortably. Listen, and Stacey King was talking about it, saying that maybe Modest Bucilis is more of a 3 than a 4. I think right now with his size and things like that, that makes some sense as well. But overall, I look at it and say this. Modest Bucilis, to me, showed basically what you want to see from a rookie in there. Everything. Like, he flashed a little bit of everything. And for that, I can't be mad at it. Like, Modest Bucilis showing a little bit of everything that he can bring to the court. That's exactly what you want to see from a player like him. And so Modest Bucilis is in a really good position, I think, to really earn some minutes for the Chicago Bulls in this season. And we'll see what it comes down to. And I think Ayo, Modest, those guys coming off the bench with Jalen Smith as well, as he ends up coming off the bench, that's really good. THT plus 11, no, he was plus 7 in this game, not plus 11. I don't know where you got that from, but the net rating as well when he was on the court was 11.1. So, yeah, but let's be clear here. When THT was in the game, he was playing against G League players. He should look good then. But when you look at the ins and outs, where he moved defensively, right? The defensive switches, the playing within the offense of the game as well. THT wasn't good out there. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna just stats don't move me. I watched the game. THT was not good out there tonight. Sorry. Just was not good out there tonight to me. Let's see what else we got. Levian in the building says Terry was hustling. Give that guy some. Listen, Dalen Terry. I think Dalen Terry is at the point right now where he understands what's going to get him on the basketball court. And that's freeing, right? That's freeing for a player. And I think at this point, Dalen Terry knows it's energy. It's getting out in transition. It's passing when you can. Those are the things that's going to keep Dalen Terry on the court. And we'll see what it has to be. Bucelis has to be a 4. No, long term, maybe. Right now, no, he doesn't have to be a 4. Much like Kevin Durant started off his career playing shooting guard for the first 2 years of his career, Bucelis may end up being a long-term 4. But then again, like we've talked about many times, at this point in the NBA, versatile forwards that can play either position is where the league's going. And Manas Bucelis has the skill set where he can play either. I don't think it needs to be the 4. I don't think it necessarily needs to be the 3. I think it depends on what else is around him. And that's going to really determine where he plays, in my opinion. Isaiah says Modest starts if P. Will's not good during preseason. We'll see. I don't know if Billy Donovan's going to start Modest Bucelis. Keep in mind, we didn't see any Torrey Craig. And I think that's more so because Torrey Craig's a veteran and they know, hey, listen, Torrey, you're going to be on this team. You don't need to really play minutes here. We got guys that we're trying to figure out where they're going to be in this rotation. But I won't say that it's a foregone thing that you can assume that Modest Bucelis will start at the 4 if P. Will isn't good. But I mean, listen, he's making a case. Do you think that if Josh Giddey doesn't look too good, Ayo can replace him in the starting lineup? Listen, Ayo and Kobe have shown that they can be a starting backcourt together. Now, I do think with the Bulls' investment and politics play a part, but I also think with Josh Giddey being out as long, keep in mind, he said that he was out for, a couple of months without playing 5-on-5. So, yeah, Josh Giddey didn't look great out there today. He didn't look horrible for the full game. He definitely didn't look great, right? And so I don't think that the Bulls are going to move off of starting him quite yet. But again, I could be wrong on that, and we'll see how that develops over the course of this preseason. Modest is going to be a starter in no time if he keeps it up, even gets better and better. I mean, listen, I've said it before, you can only keep a dog down so long, right? And I mean the dog mentality that Modest Bucelis has. And I do think he's going to make it difficult for him to not play him. He's going to make it difficult. I put 200 on Chicago when they was down by 15 on DraftKings hit. I knew the bench would beat their bench. I mean, that was a good bet. Definitely a good bet there. Modest looked very comfortable. 100% agree with you. Modest Bucelis he didn't look like a rookie out there. Now, again, granted, I don't remember. I'll go back and do a deeper analysis of this game, but I can't remember how much Modest played out there with Cleveland's actual rotation players out there. But either way, Modest looked what he needed to look. And did what he needed to do. Really impressed with Dalen. Completely agree with you. Definitely agree on that. I can see it now. Billy Donovan giving THT power for it. You are absolutely right, bro. It definitely, yeah. THT was terrible. See, listen, I'm not high on THT. Modest looked like he played NBA since always. Yeah, definitely. I don't dislike or like THT. I'm just reviewing the game. THT did not play good out there. Sorry. Let me be clear. I don't like him either, but I didn't give him to go too hard. I just said he wasn't playing good. Now, I went into further detail because people were asking, but THT was not good out there. No, this isn't about expectations. It's about performance. The performance was bad. And again, he was performing against G League competition out there. So when you've been in the NBA as long as THT has, and you play against G League competition, you should stand out. And he didn't really stand out, in my opinion. Modest is a power forward in today's game. Modest, it's not about we're talking about. We just saw Brandon Ingram play a whole season of shooting guard and average 20 points per game. So again, positionless basketball, that's the modern NBA if we're talking about the modern NBA. What up, bro? At this point, we need to move Vooch. He looks completely out of sync to me in this quicker tempo offense, but I doubt it as much as I like Vooch. He got to be moved. Listen, it's one preseason game. Let's see how he adapts. Josh Giddey also was out of rhythm as well. Again, being out of basketball for months. We'll see how it goes. What up, Haize? Oh, well, here we go. Pretty good showing overall. Solid. Really solid showing. Where do you get your Bulls merch? So I get my Bulls merch primarily from 4 places. Fanatics, Culture Kings, Pro Standard, and Lids. That's primarily where I order. Now, I'll get some bits and pieces from some other places, right? But those are primarily where I go to order my my Bulls gear. So, all due respect, Joakim Noah didn't have a great preseason in the year that he won the Defensive Player of the Year. So try to take that. Try not to take preseason. And you're absolutely right. Right? Not every and this is why I say I'm more looking at preseason. Much like I said on Bear Central about the Bears in preseason, it's more about the routine, right? It's more about what are you doing, the process, right? Than the individual performances. So that's what it comes down to. Do you think there's a possibility that Billy moving Kobe back to the 2 might stunt his growth? There's always a possibility of that. Do I think it would happen for sure? No, I won't say that. Like, I think Kobe, the things that Kobe is going to have to do moving to the 2 are already things that Kobe said that he wanted to work on, right? He wanted to become a better off-ball scorer. He wanted to become a better catch and shoot player, right? So those are things that he's going to have to do playing with Josh Giddey regardless, right? But I also think that per what we've seen in a small microcosm in this game is that he still operated and had the ball in his hands a lot. So because of that, I think that he's still going to have a lot of opportunity for it as well. Is THT 23? Yes, THT is 23 with that 40-year-old hairline. That's a fact. I still don't get the THT signing, especially having Duarte from the trade with DeMar. Well, keep in mind, it's not like they signed him to a guaranteed deal. Like, it's basically a camp deal. If he performs, maybe he makes the team over Batum, right? But it's not guaranteed. Like, at the end of this preseason, THT can ride off into the sunset. We may never see him again. So, it's not that big of a deal, right? Is that a burner? Listen, no, you know what it is? I don't even know. Like, this user right here, Maliki or whatever, he just likes to just say shit. Like, he's one of those, like, those remedial kids in the back of class that would just be there and be like, just randomly, like, he just needs attention. And it's probably because, like, his daddy wasn't really around, so he needs attention from grown men. So it's okay. It just is what it is. It is what it is. Sometimes you just got, some kids just need hugs. That's all it is. Maybe a move, Alaska style Anchorage. That's hilarious. That's funny. Haize, I'm not a THC fan, but you tripping that he didn't perform good. I promise you, if you rewatch it, you will see you're mistaken. No, he didn't. He didn't. Again, if you're talking about him performing good against G League competition, he's been in the NBA for 4 or 5 years. That's not good. No, and he didn't. I'm sorry. He just didn't perform that good. What THT did, you can get again. There's hundreds of players in the NBA that can give you what THT did. Hundreds of them. I really like Jalen Smith's production tonight. He looked good and looked hungry. I liked to hope that the Bulls signed him long. I mean, he's here for 3 years, right? So they gave him a 3-year deal. So it's not like they gave him an extremely short deal. So what stood out was Terry and Phillips' chemistry. Defense also looking good for Sanogo. Took him out pretty early. Yeah, I mean, listen, Sanogo is one of those players. He played 2 minutes. You can't really take a lot from that. Duarte, Duarte definitely. Duarte just looked like he was just out to score. Like, it really looked like Duarte was just like, if I get the ball, I'm scoring it. And, that was his mindset. So, I know it's early, but who do you see getting more minutes and improving next game? And what are your predictions for the next game? I mean, I'm not really going to do that in preseason as far as predictions. As far as who gets more minutes, I think you're going to you may see more of the, and that's the thing, it's difficult to know because will Billy Donovan play more of the starters? Will he play less of the starters? Now, overall, I want to see more of Jalen Smith out there with the starting lineup a little bit. I'm not saying he necessarily needs to start, but I definitely want to see Jalen Smith out there a little bit more with the starters to see, because when Jalen Smith was out there with Kobe and Ayo, the offense moved a lot more smooth. So I like to see a lot more of that. I also want to see more of Ayo Dosunmu and Modest Busilis minutes out there together. And then, of course, Lonzo Ball, right? We'll see once Lonzo gets out there, we'll see that. Chris Duarte took a 3 from deep, and all I could think about is Denzel Valentine from Steph Curry range. That's crazy. That's crazy. That is hilarious. That's funny. Oh, you must not know me. I was talking shit to you over on the Cognac Boys channel too, because most of your opinions are fucking idiotic. So any channel that you go to, if I see you there and you say stupid shit, I'm going to tell you're saying stupid shit. You say stupid shit quite often, to be 100% frank with you. But, it is what it is. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. THC ball spot worse than my 40-year-old coconut head. That's crazy. That's crazy. You still say Batum over THC? Not in this game. Listen, I know people say I was hard on THC, but Ernolop, listen, and he only played 7 minutes, but Ernolop to me is, I don't know if he was pressing. I don't know what it is, but Ernolop did not look good either. Like, right now, honestly, it's a toss-up. It's really a toss-up right now. But yeah, I could see Billy Donovan going THC, especially because he's more proven commodity. But then you got to think about the AK factor and all this as well, which I think does make a point in this as well. We'll see. THT's trash. I mean, listen, it's preseason. He can play much better in the next game. That's crazy. Dalen Terry trained with KD this summer. THT trained with Bronny. Now, THT would cook Bronny. Like, let's be clear here. THT would absolutely cook Bronny James. I'm trying to think of a joke having THT and Duarte on the bench together if THT makes the team but can't think of anything. A joke? I don't know if that's the joke. I don't know. I'll have to think on that one. The young players definitely seem like they're were playing the way the front office wanted them, wanted more than the vet. Oh, facts. Like, and that's what we said. Like, moving to a more up tempo offense literally makes the sense for most of this roster, not the full roster, but it makes sense for most of this roster. And you saw like they played with confidence out there. They played with a lot of confidence out there, and hopefully they continue to build off that. Saw someone online saying Zoe needs to start over Ayo. Oh yeah, that was this dumbass in here. Like, yeah, he said that. Like, this person, he says that all the time. Like, she, I don't know, whatever, playing cosplay, I don't know what it is, but hey. THC, I thought he was older than 23. He turns 24 at the end of November. So yeah, he's 23. Adidas says good win for the new look Bulls, balanced score. Oh, I missed another super chat. It's probably gone at this point. I hate that it disappears. Whoever left the $10 super chat earlier, I was going to get back to it, man. It sucks. It sucks. They greed, so you can't even spell right. See, this is how pressed you are right now. You're just a dumbass. Like you're saying somebody's just running lip, but yet you in here talking, trying to get attention, talking about some half the chat. 4 people agree with you. Shut the fuck up. Like, at the end of the day, I get it. I understand. You're on that side of it for a reason. If you had actually good basketball thoughts, maybe you would be doing this. But at this point, you're just a dumbass in the chat that's trying to get attention. Like, it's preseason mode, but I don't know if you realize that you'll get cooked in here. So watch yourself. THT is officially Uncle Tucker. That is hilarious. That's funny. Ernalop earned some laps. I mean, he was just out there getting cardio. For sure. THC could be a solid 14 to 15 on a team. I mean, that's the thing. Anybody could be a solid 14 to 15 on the team. So, it is what it is when it comes down to it. Purple face crime. That's funny. Hold on. I can bring up. Let me go to the Cognac Boys chat. Give me 1 second. Oh, the live chat probably be gone. You didn't say that Lonzo Ball should start? You're an idiot. Like, you know what? This is what we're gonna do. Just sit your whole ass down and go eat your mama's coochie. That's what you should do. So, Zoe either needs Levine or Kobe on the court. Levine excels with Zoe on the court back. Listen, no, Zoe's game. Zoe can play with anybody. I think that's underestimating Lonzo Ball's game to say that Lonzo needs a certain person on the court. He doesn't. Lonzo Ball is capable of anything. And I think at the end of the day that what his strengths are is that he can do anything. That is the strength of Lonzo Ball. So, when it comes down to it, I don't say that Lonzo needs, like, Lonzo at this point, I think that could run the court and that he can, that's the best thing for him. That's the absolute best thing for him. Now, other than that, we'll see what happens. With Lonzo. But I think Lonzo's going to be okay. He's going to be okay regardless. And I trust what he's going to do in his minutes on this team is that he's going to use that basketball IQ to be really good. So, hello with the dead knee. The walking dead knee, yeah, that's real. Walking dead knee is real. Hey, he's just ignore her ass. Ain't no point in arguing with the Neanderthal. Like, anybody who literally has who's lusting with using their damn a random picture and as their Avi is just idiot. It is what it is. I might have missed it, but did they say Zoe is not playing at all? No, they actually said the opposite. So Billy Donovan did say that Zoe will play in preseason. He just sat today. So, look out. I think that you may see that Lonzo probably plays maybe Saturday. I think in Chicago, that may be the thing. So we'll see what happens. Are they still able to adjust the roster? Still needs a lot of work. I mean, you can always adjust the roster, whether it be trades, whether it be whatever. I mean, you can't just cut people. It's not like football. You can't just cut people. We do have a non-guaranteed roster spot and earn a lot, but Tim, that we can open up a spot. But this roster is pretty much going to be the roster. Now, they may make some midseason moves, things like that, but this roster is pretty much going to be the roster. 23 in his hair. Why y'all cooking this man hair? That is hilarious. THC might be the oldest looking 23-year-old ever, not including the foreign people and junk. That's crazy. Stay up, Haize. Got to get back to work. I love your show, bro, from the Shy. Appreciate you, Steven. Appreciate you, brother. Modest is definitely coming for P. Will's spot. I mean, listen, whoever spot it is, Modest Bucilis, you can only keep down for so long. You can only keep down for so long. Smith wasn't really impressive, in my opinion. I can see a problem against bigger centers. I mean, yeah, I agree with that. Now, he looked good out there, and I think that the offense moved better. I mean, listen, 17 minutes, 11 points, 10 rebounds, 1 block. That would be good production if he had 25 minutes. So, it's good production, but I understand as far as the looking impressive part, right? Like, he missed some wide open threes. He went 0 for 4 from 3-point range. I don't want to see him all of a sudden become like this volume 3-point shooter or anything like that. So those things are there as well, right? I don't want to overlook that, but that's definitely a thing there. Nothing new from P. Will. Yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Absolutely right there. And, I mean, that's just an evaluation of what we saw so far. I've seen Harold and Alex look better. I didn't pre-read that. That's crazy. That's crazy. I mean, he doesn't need them, but the team will play better with either a scoring guard like Kobe, Zach, or Ayo, or energetic forward like Jalen or Modest. I mean, listen, he's going to have opportunities with those guys, right? I'm not arguing you against the merit of those guys being out there with Lonzo. I do think that can help a whole lot, right? I want to be clear there. But it was the need part that I kind of disagree with. I don't think Lonzo needs that, but it definitely can help. And I think overall, like, the way that Lonzo, because of his basketball IQ and his ability to pass, right? And the only reason I keep focusing on that is because I got to wait and see how he's moving defensively. How does he move laterally on that knee before I'm willing to say he can still be that defensive presence and that lift on that jump shot, because, again, you need your knees to shoot. But I think that the things that will translate for Lonzo are that basketball IQ, is that passing ability. And I think when you look at our bench, there are a lot of people that can benefit from it. Julian, Modest, Dalen, Ayo, right? All these guys can really benefit from Lonzo Ball and his creation out there. So I think that that's a really good thing to look at. When the front line, Smith, Phillips, and Modest with Kobe and either Giddey or Ayo going to be hot, I mean, we'll see. We'll definitely see. Could have sworn THC was at least 30. That is hilarious. That's funny. P. Will, negative 18 plus minus Zykes was at least aggressive. Started watching beginning of the fourth quarter. Plus and minus, keep in mind, plus and minus, I do use it, but I use it with the other stats. Plus minus isn't always a great indicator of a player's individual performance. Because, for example, like if the Bulls were a terrible defensive team with the starting unit in there, they just were, right? But even if P. Will owned his own defensive matchup off ball, he still would have a bad negative plus minus. Now, I do think that P. Will did not play good tonight, so it does absolutely add to the eye test, but you always want to use plus minus stats with the eye test. And I get it. You said that you didn't get to see it. But P. Will, I won't say that he looked anymore. He looked like P. Will out there. Nothing really looked like it changed to me. Nothing really looked like it changed. A laptop computer with work on the screen. Oh, you must have used emoji. It always weird when it reads out the emoji. Duarte is okay. He just needs that wasn't an okay play. Now, I'm not saying that he won't be okay as the preseason goes on, but what I will say is that wasn't okay what we saw from him tonight. That was trash. That was not okay at all. Like, Duarte did not play within the offense. He literally, every time he touched the ball, he just took off for a shot. He didn't, I don't know if he passed once while he was out there. Got to get it together. But again, one preseason game. So, he can completely turn that around in the next preseason game. King J says, P. Will definitely play like trash, but I don't know. It seemed like he got a little more than last year. Just need to catch it. And that very well could be true, right? That very well could be true. And we'll see how that develops for P. Will. And like I said, even if he has a bad preseason, doesn't necessarily mean he's going to have a bad season, right? So I get it. And you're right to have your reactions. That's why the games are played, right? and we'll see how it develops. We'll see how it develops. Take away Ayo Modest DT. Well done. Don't sleep on Zach like Vooch. Got to move him, though. I mean, listen, Zach, 18 minutes, right? And it wasn't a whole lot. He took 8 shots, right? So I'm not going to have a big think piece on it. But, yeah, we'll see how it continues to develop. He played okay. 1 of 6 and 1 for 4 from 3 is not okay. Who are you talking about? Oh, Chris Duarte? Yeah, Chris Duarte was not good. It was not good. Not good. I wonder what he tells his barber. Hey, bro, make my shit look like method. That's crazy. That's wild. Are there more players on the roster? Yes. So we're carrying 21 players, 20 players. Yeah, we're carrying 20 players right now on a roster. 20 players. Billy needs to find the perfect rotation that mixes scoring, playmaking, and defense. Well, that's the thing. We don't have that on this team. Like, there is no rotation. We don't have the defenders. Like, you got the only possible plus defenders you have on this team really is Patrick Williams can be one. Ayo Dosunmu can be one. Unless Dalen Terry and Julian Phillips step up, like, this defense is going to be a big struggle for this team all season. A very big struggle for this team all season. I know he's only a two-way, but I'd love to see more of Sanogo and less of THT. But we didn't see Liddell or Lofton Jr., but the fact that THT got 18 plus minutes and Sanogo only got 2, yeah, that's crazy to me. But you want it, and again, Sanogo has his two-way contract. They're not taking Sanogo off for two-way contract. THT is trying to earn a permanent contract with the Bulls, so I can see why they maybe did it. I can see why they did it. Nice in the building. What's going on, fam? We're waiting on that next song this year, bro. What camera do you use? So on this side of the studio, I use a Lumix S5. That's what this side of the studio is. When I'm over on the red and black studio, which I do Locked On Bulls from, that is a damn, what's the name of the camera? Hold on. A Blackmagic Cinema 12K Pro. 12K Pro is what that one is. Chicago Bulls Central Hairline Roasting Channel. That is hilarious. Duarte thought he was the only one on the court tonight. Did THT move like that on the Lakers? Maybe he gained some weight. The fuck was that? Oh, I see what I did there. THT definitely looks a little heavy out there. But no, listen, I don't know what's going on with Duarte. We'll see. It's so good to hear Stacey King back in our homes. Listen, Stacey King, Stacey King's a legend, man. He's a legend. I'm gonna kick Jerry in his shit if these blackouts ain't fixed over the next 12 days before the season start. Completely unacceptable, for real. That is hey, listen, leave Jerry alone. I heard that Jerry was at them Diddy parties. You show up to Jerry Reinsdorf's house, you're gonna have a wall of baby oil waiting on you. THT looks like them dudes who played in the 70s. That's a fact. That's definitely a fact. THT would have cooked in the 70s and 80s. Cooked. Definitely. Kobe is definitely one. Listen, Kobe's legit. Modest will save us. Listen, I don't know if he'll save us alone, but I like Modest Bucilis a lot in his future and his outlook on this Bulls team for sure. Modest Bucilis is going to be good, man. I really do think Modest Bucilis is going to be good. I know not everyone agrees with that, but Modest Bucilis he has his naysayers. He does, but I think that Modest is going to be good. Antoine, my big brother in the building, says, I know it's just preseason, but Patrick Williams' game I didn't like tonight. Yeah, it left a lot to be desired, bro. Left a lot to be desired. Lot to be desired. I'm gonna still miss Caruso though, but he was such a good leader for the guys. Oh, that's a fact. But I think Ayo's ready to step into that. How many minutes did Sticks get? He got 17 minutes today. 17 minutes, Zoa. He said, I don't give a damn, MF. That's crazy. Shout out to Vern. But all right, guys, man, like I said, overall, takes of the preseason. Defense, definitely. Listen, if you saw this defense today and you think 30-plus wins, send your weed man my way, because you're smoking some stuff that's strong, my boy. Hey, he's just curious to know, what are your thoughts on the NBA Cup as a concept? How do you think the Bulls will perform during the NBA Cup, and who do you think will come out victorious? I mean, way too early to say. I haven't really looked at that. I mean, the NBA Cup is cool. I do like that they just added the Cup games as part of the regular season schedule. So I like that portion of it. I mean, I'm not really positive or negative on it. Kind of just is what it is at this point. But, that's what it comes down to. All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you guys are following the show at Bull Central Pod. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns, bullcentralpod@gmail.com. Lastly, if you want to leave a text message and our voicemail with the mailbag, or for the mailbag, the number to do so, 773-270-2799. We are the number one spot for everything Chicago Bulls related. That's thanks to you guys. And like I like to end everything on, go Bulls. Love you guys. See red if you can, y'all. Peace.
Has been a presentation of the Break Media.